What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Jump. Many of you brothers were around when TLC, I believe, made the song I Don't Want No Scrubs. I Don't Want No Scrub, right? And it was talking about a sister's preference at this time. It was in like 1992. I was real young. I was still like 11 or 12. But from those of you who have either heard that song, maybe in this generation, or heard it when it came out, it was basically describing a black woman who don't want a broke man, don't want this and don't want that. Now, to be fair, it really wasn't based off of looks in this song, but it was based off, what she didn't want. Okay. All right. It's her preference. A lot of black men heard that song, and and I've heard David Carroll talk about this too. Many brothers took umbrage to this. I remember the time, you would hear guys, talking about it in the barbershop, stuff like that. But then the guys who took umbrage to it was those guys she was talking about. The guys who were broke, the guys who were just trying to make it, the guys who didn't have a nice car. They were pretty, it took a shot directly at them because that's who the song was talking about. But black men what could you say? You didn't say anything, right? You just went on about your life. Now, it's different though when a black man says, I don't want a single mom. I don't want to be living with a woman who has kids. I don't want to date a woman who's older than me. I don't want to date a woman who weighs X amount of pounds. And the issue is that if you're not the guy that she don't want, it doesn't matter, right? Like if you're a dude that works at KFC, and no disrespect to guys that work at KFC, if you work at KFC and then you come out and say, I don't want a single mom, those women are not going to respond to you. If you're ugly and broke, they're not going to respond to you. Okay. But now let's juxtapose this. What if you are somebody that they're interested in? Somebody that is what we would call high value. And I can see that probably one of the biggest reasons for Kevin Samuel's success is that a lot of women like the way he dressed, like the way that he looks. And this is somebody that they could see themselves with. And because it comes from him, because there are a lot of guys who have, pretty nice followings that talk, that criticize sisters. But with Kevin, is somebody that they could probably see themselves dating. And because he says it, it's a big problem. Now, follow me on this train. Chris Brown. Now, Chris Brown is a controversial guy. He has a lot of talent. He's a great talent in the R&B world. But the thing about Chris Brown is he's had some off the record problems, with Rihanna and how he treats women and stuff like that. But most notably, Chris Brown is what people will call a colorist, which is very interesting because he is mixed himself, or very light skinned himself. He's considered African American, but if you look at Chris Brown, it's obvious that, he has something else, right? And the women that he dates are always something else. Karaoke Tran and whoever else, right? Now you have this TikTok star here who said that, and to be fair, she herself looks like she's mixed, but she makes a TikTok video saying that she was too dark to get into his party. Okay, this is very interesting because she looks not even dark herself, right? And this also happened, a few years ago where you had Tokyo Vanity that, the lady from New Orleans, she called Chris Brown out because it took him 4 years to have a dark-skinned lady in his section in the club. And people were coming down on him hard. But see, here's the situation. Isn't that his preference? And I'm going to explain to you why it's a problem. Because Chris Brown is somebody that a lot of sisters would want. Because, see, himself, he's light-skinned. And I've been the butt of many dark-skinned African booty scratcher jokes when I've come up. A lot of you brothers that are my complexion have also. But let's also juxtapose Crystal and Karazin. See, Crystal and Karazin and other black women, when they say no black men allowed, oh, we don't date you black guys. You guys are dusties. You're over there in Blackistan. You see, when women like Wendy Williams are just exclusively dating white men right now, nobody says anything. Because see, then her preference will be adjudicated. It will be defended. But now, again, contrasting Chris Brown, because he doesn't want to have a dark-skinned woman in his section. It's the problem. See, he hasn't even said anything about black women. See, it's damned if you do, damned if you don't. You know what they always tell you over here? If you're a black man and you don't like dark-skinned black women, or you don't like black women, just go about your life. Don't say anything. Ain't that what they tell you? Just don't say anything. You ain't gotta bash us. Okay, fine. So, if you're a man like Chris Brown and you're not into dark-skinned black women, okay, so what we'll do is we won't bash you, just like you said. We won't bash you. And I'm just, you guys know my preference. I'm a pro-black, so I can never do that. I love black women. So, but let's just say if my preference matched Chris Brown, he's not making any videos about you. He's not saying black women are this or that. I mean, not that I know of. He's just going along with what his preference is. And yet still, you have a problem with that. So wait a minute, what is it? Like, the hypocrisies are adding up. So if he doesn't say that he doesn't like black women, there's a problem. So let's force him to have a black woman or dark-skinned woman in his section. It's the same thing like let's force Lizzo. Let's force people on Lizzo that are not attracted to her. Let me tell you something. Chris Brown has a preference. He's entitled to it. Just like TLC was entitled to no scrubs. Just like Crystal Carras and Wendy Williams are entitled to white men only. Chris Brown is entitled to his preference. And see, many of you are mad because he's not dating you. There's a lot of black men out there, we find out that we know somebody's preference, and if the sister that we like want to date us, what do we gotta say? Cool. Well, you have a nice day, boo. Thank you. But it's only a problem when those particular sisters can't get what they want. Then you want to cry out. See, that's the dysfunction. That's the hilarity of some parts of black America. If you're a successful guy and you have money, how dare you have a preference? You need to be dating women that you don't even want to be dealing with. Yet then still, sisters get to have their preference for whatever they want. And it's not going to change. You're not going to force him, no matter how much you cry. Just stop it. You make yourself look bad. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Drunk. I really appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe with the bell. Check out the first comment at the top. And as you know, the buffoonery remains an all-time high. I'm out.